do that. They don't want the defense to know what to scheme for. You're going to kick it or go for two. Looks like they are going to kick it. So at 10:52, Cushing will strike first. Ball down, kick on the way, and it is good.
And that's unfortunate. I mean, we had him on 4th and 7 from, what, the 25, 27-yard line, and kind of had a chance in the backfield, had a hand on him. If we could have made a tackle there, that would have been big momentum. Instead, they score a touchdown, and we're going to need to respond.
I really think it's important, Blake, here to move the chains.
Yeah, it is. It's important to establish and come back with a drive. If we don't respond with anything, then this can get out of hand really early and really quick, but we have to have a drive to respond.
You want to keep the ball away from them, too. So I'm totally fine if the Mustangs take 6 minutes to go down and put points on the board, even if it's a field goal. I'd love to get it in the end zone, but you want to keep the ball out of Cushing's hands. You want to establish what you want to do, establish a good run game, use your passing game. But let's play keep away tonight. I think part of our game strategy.
Yeah, 100%. Blake hit on it. If we can win the time of possession, I would almost guarantee we have to win the time of possession if we're going to have a chance to win the game.
Glad you can enjoy the Stallion Italian. We've never been this close. Like it sounds like we're in the middle of it.
Yeah, this place is only about 8 rows deep.
Hand me a trumpet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's part of it, though. That's what makes it Friday night. That's what makes it fun.
That's our goal for you if you're sitting at home to be able to experience the joy of being with On the Road at Cushing.
They were practicing kind of the corner coffin kick here, and he's not lined up very deep. Anxious to see.
Riley Matheson will kick it away for the Tigers. Brad Hoisington will take it to the middle. Brought down about the 24-yard line. First down and 10 for this Mustang offense.
Anxious to see. I know on defense we kind of knew we were going to have to do some different things, be creative. Anxious to see what Coach Noble has up his sleeve here on offense for the first drive. Appreciate everyone joining us. If you're joining us on Facebook, please hit the like and share button. If you haven't subscribed and you're on our YouTube channel, please do that. Doesn't cost you anything. Helps us out. Also gives you notification anytime live.
Anytime we start a broadcast, it'll pop up a notification. Mustang's going to hand off up the middle. A little bit of a gap. Boy, he was hit hard.
Perhaps looked a little bit worse, Blake, than it really was. He kind of doing a jump cut, caught him in the air, but nonetheless, you don't want to stack a lot of those hits up.
No, and they're just aggressive. The thing is they know they're good. They're confident in their abilities, and they're coming downhill. They know we like to run the ball. They're flying downhill to that.
Ashton Wright, the ball carrier, brought down by Camden Crooks. Second down and 4 for the Mustangs. Out to Streeter on the right side.
Yeah, just couldn't find a hole. Didn't get it. Got it blocked up at the initial point of contact. Just didn't create any space, and they were able to get there. And you mentioned them flying downhill. I'll actually take that, but we're going to have to take advantage when we go over the top and we do some play action.
He's going to gain maybe about a yard. It's going to be about a 3rd down and 3.
Ball at the 31-yard line. 3rd down, upcoming.
Man in motion. Joe back to pass. Screen pass. Ashton Wright.
First down.
Going to get the first down and 10. Move the chains. Exactly what you wanted to do. You did not want to start this ball game 3 and out.
And that's what it's going to take. And it's not going to take anything special, just a series of 3 to 4 yard gains. If we can continue to do that when it counts, we're going to march down the field and go score.
First down and 10 coming up for the Mustangs with 9:27 left to play in the first quarter.
See trips to the near side here.
Joe just going to keep it around the right side. He's going to pick up 3.
Yeah, and that was a designed kind of quarterback sweep, if you will. Try to outflank him. Use the running back as a lead blocker. Picks up maybe a long 2, short 3.
Scoreboard says second down and 8 with 8:57 left to play in the first quarter. Cushing scored. We had them 4th and 7. They were able to score on their first drive. The Mustangs trying to answer.
Second down.
Move caught him in the backfield. They could almost read Ashton's eyes. Number 62, Connor Moreland. You don't need me to say it. You can hear the PA announcer say it.
Yeah. Yep. That's just a great job by their front, their line, winning that particular down. And so we kind of a loss of 5 guys, and then we're in a big 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12.
Very predictable for your offense. Almost going to have to pass it.
And we're going to have to just throw it up and take some chances on 3rd and long.
Braxton
Nice
Moore
catch.
in motion. Pass intended this side to A.J. Streeter. Going to get about 7, but it's not enough for the first down, so it's going to bring up about a 4th down and long 6, Kevin.
Yeah, and Coach Wagner hates the punt. We go for it quite a bit on 4th down, but too early in the game, not on our side of the field. Had a chance there initially, but that's going to require a lot of work on our receivers there to get it blocked up and to get 12 yards.
If you're going to play the number 1 team in the state, you almost have to play your best game, from blocking on the offensive line, from making tackles when it's your guy to tackle. And man, just one.
Oh, good punt.
How about that? Mustangs will bring him down the 34-yard line.
Brooks fields the ball.
Couple big hits there. And already, it did rain early, guys. We've seen Cushing on some punts, on a punt and a kick. The ball's hit the turf. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come for us. We're going to need to take advantage of some of those.
Blake, hopefully some point in the ball game that lands to your advantage.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing that, as a punt coverage and a kick coverage team, and I think our guys are really trying to get down there. They're seeing that, and once you drop one, the likelihood of you dropping another one goes up just that much more.
Yeah, it gets in your head.
There's 23 seniors on this Cushing roster, so they're very much a veteran team. Quarterback.
Yeah, good job there by Gavin Salt.
He's going to gain a long 3. Kind of an RPO. Looked like he was going to pass it out. Decided to tuck it and run. To pick up about 3. 2nd down and 7.
Short gain on the play.
And we would definitely live with that. Coach Wagner would definitely live with their quarterback run game and being able to get some hits on the QB.
It's this idea, keep everything in front of you. Mustangs show a little bit of a blitz. Cushing will come out of the stance and how about that? 4-man pressure. Joe Griswold will bring him back behind the sticks, but he'll get the first down.
Yeah, I think barely got the first down. Good route, good spot there.
Good hit by Joe, though, man. Just wanted to make sure he didn't get away from it because they are, I hate to use the word slippery, but, man, the first guy that touches him's got to bring him down.
100%, and that needs to happen, and that's exactly what didn't happen on their scoring drive. So
you don't even have to bring him down. We just have to make sure we wrap up and we can rally to the football. That's the biggest thing. Is these guys are big and they're hard to bring down, but we got to wrap up.
Quarterback under a little bit of pressure. It'll pay off. Pass intended over the middle. It's incomplete.
And we're going to need more of that. I don't know if you got to pick that up on camera, but the quarterback was trying to run backwards and run from the rush, threw it off his back foot, nowhere close, just kind of got rid of it. If we can get some pressure in his face, Blake, you're a quarterback. No one likes pressure right at the middle in your face. If we can get it early, you get a little antsy, you get to moving around, you make mistakes.
You're exactly right. And throwing off your back foot, you're not nearly as accurate. You don't have a lot of power behind your throw, so that's an opportunity for a pick.
Pass intended on the right side for number 2. That's Lane Yount, and it's incomplete. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 10 for the Tigers.
In pretty tight coverage, you got a chance to see that young man's arm. He put it right on the money. That was a catchable ball, and that's a long throw. Definitely the best QB we faced in several years. He can sling it around. Big 3rd down here for the Mustangs.
6:14 left to play in the first quarter. Big 3rd down for this Mustang defense. They're showing another blitz just to kind of catch eye candy for that quarterback to make him think. I wish you could see what was going on the Mustang sideline, and we're going to have to track that because we actually have a coach assigned to Coach Wagner. Pressure on the quarterback.
Got a tackle.
Screen play. Got him. Yeah, he's going to pick up about 3. And Wagner is fired up.
Yeah, that's a great job by the Mustang, and that's kind of what Blake was talking about earlier. The first guy didn't necessarily bring him down, but held on, and boy, did we rally to the ball. We actually warm up and practice rallying to the ball. That looks exactly like their warm-up drill they do every Friday night, and forces a big-time punt. And great job by the Mustang defense.
Brody Berlowitz, he is a senior. His brother's the quarterback. He's the backup quarterback, and he's also the punter. Be curious to know how long it's been since Cushing's actually punted.
They must be twins, right?
Yes.
Well, he's going to look.
Understanding. What a kick. Streeter will call for fair catch.
Nice job.
Mustangs will take over 1st down and 10 from the 16-yard line.
We saw something perhaps to look for later. Their punter is their backup quarterback, and he kind of took off kind of that rugby-style punt, which gives you a run-pass option. Looked like he might try to tuck it there. Luckily, we got someone out in space and forced him to punt. but something to definitely watch out for later.
Great job by AJ2 fielding that punt, because that they had a guy down there and that could roll inside the 10, and you really pin your offense deep. But just getting it out here, a little bit farther out helps your offense a lot.
Yeah, he's done a great job of that and saved us a lot of field position this year just by doing just that.
So the Mustangs have 3 receivers to the far side, which is the wider side of the field. Wright's in the backfield as the running back. He averages 6.22 yards per carry coming in tonight. You'd love for him to get close to that, because that means the Mustangs have had an effective night running the football. Joe, quick screen. Braxton Moore, the right side.
Like that. And you're going to see that. We've already seen 3 of those. One thing, it's a safe pass. It's a quick pass. Gets the ball out of the quarterback's hands. The offensive line doesn't have to protect as long. And we'll definitely take 7-8 yards off first down all night long. This opens up whatever we want to do.
Gain of 8, 2nd down and 2. You love 2nd down in short situations, because here you can do anything. You can run. You can pop it over the top if your receiver can get open. Braxton Moore was kind of that spark last week that got the Mustang offense going. It's been a while since we've had a passing touchdown. And he got open. Hand off the middle.
Yeah, just currently a couple of their guys are winning some individual matchups and pushing some offensive linemen into the backfield. And that's going to have to change tonight. We're going to need to run the ball. We may not need that 6.2 yards per carry, but we're going to have to get a better job done than that.
I think he gained about a half yard, so it's 3rd down and short.
Going to see perhaps some wildcat action.
3rd down and 1's on the scoreboard. 4:20 left to play in the first quarter. Jackson Burchett in motion. Wildcat up the middle, not a lot there.
I think that's too predictable, guys.
Yeah, your passing game's work. You're going to have to utilize.
Planting off that back foot and running downhill. Every one of their front 10 guys were within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. So, I mean, hit something if you can get it blocked up. But we just didn't right there, and we're going to have to do a better job than that. Hindsight's 20/20. Don't love the Wildcat formation there. Nate Morrow back deep. Nice snap. He gets a nice punt off. Fielded at the 42. We got to get him to the ground. And again, kind of what Blake was talking about. We see people spinning and wrapping or spinning away and able to make it downfield, and barely punted for a first down there when you include the yardage there, Blake.
Yeah, and that's the bad part. And when you're talking about hitting and wrapping up, we give ourselves a chance when we wrap up, and you can get 3 or 4 more gold helmets to come and help you out. But if you hit and they spin off, then you're making it another solo tackle opportunity for somebody else. And those just aren't good with it. These athletes are really, really good on the Cushing side of the ball.
Special teams have got to be on point tonight as well, because Cushing will get really good field position to start this drive. 3:14 left to play in the first quarter. Man, you would have loved to be able to flip the field there and make them, just statistically, when you're playing a short field, they've got a lot better chance.
Yeah, I would have loved for us to have been able to hold on to the ball there, maybe eke out the rest of the first quarter, maybe go in 7-7, 7-0 into the second quarter. Oh, wide open. That's too easy. That's a pitch and a catch. Catches us flat-footed, and that's just too easy. That's an RPO action where he puts it in the running back's chest, and we got caught looking in the backfield. You can't play secondary with your eyes, Blake. You can't be caught peeking in the backfield.
You can't be hot-footed. They're too fast for that, and you see the guys, their feet aren't moving, and they're kind of sitting there looking, and when that happens and that receiver, catches the ball at full speed, we don't have the speed to go and catch up from a, dead stop to catch up with someone running full speed.
2:47 left to play in the first quarter. The Tigers have struck twice. Ball down, kick on the way, and it is good. They are up 14-0. It's really important this offense get to the other side of the field. You need an answer here if you're going to stay strike for strike and give yourself a chance to stay in this ball game.
Yeah, you can't let it get too far out in front of you. Makes that hill a little too tall to climb. Definitely almost must have, if you will. I think we have to get points on this drive. And we haven't been too, we're moving the ball. Maybe one every 3 or 4 plays, we have that big negative play where they're doing some blitzing and some stunning up front. They're able to break free, tackle us for a loss, kind of gets us off our game. Last drive, 4th and 1, Wagner thought about it. Coach Wagner really thought about going for it, but you can't do that on your own 30 there. So we need
not
to
in the first quarter.
Yeah.
You get yourself in the third quarter and you got a 3rd and 4th and 2. You're just not in that position yet.
No.
And I'm not coach. It's not my role to do that. But I'm saying when you're in the first quarter, you've got to punt that away. I know he would much rather move the ball. Doesn't like punting, but 2:47 left to go in the first quarter.
I'll be honest. We've shown a lot of promising things early on here. Just those 2 or 3 big plays, they go for touchdowns, and that's the full length of the field. We're playing pretty decent defense. We're making them go into 3rd down and longs, but we have to capitalize on those opportunities.
Pooch kick. Coming to Mr. Hoisington. He'll run it to the middle of the field and a reverse.
Nice.
Coming this way
Make a guy
from Jackson
miss.
Burchett. Jackson can make a guy miss. He's the speedster. Going to get out to the 37-yard line. A great return by the Mustang special teams.
Yeah, I like seeing that. We tried that against Wagner. Didn't go so well. We hit that one good. He made a guy miss. But you see just that. I think against some of the teams we play, he's perhaps still running, and we're hearing the Mustang Band, the Stallion Battalion right now, but they have the athletes to recover, so they're going to make it tough on us. They're not the number 1 team in the state for no reason. We're going to have to make some plays.
Best starting field position for the Mustangs in the first quarter. 2:36 left to play in the first. 3 receivers to the far side. Mr. Tackett in motion for the Mustangs. Correction, that's Mr. Salt. Hand off up the middle, going to gain about a yard, maybe a yard and a half.
Yeah, and again, you just see, an offensive line, unfortunately, all 5, especially when you run up the middle, have to win their individual assignment. We saw a couple there that didn't. They practiced their number 1 team in the state for a reason. We got to hold our blocks, get in front of their guys just a little bit more if we're going to have success tonight.
Some big games going on across the northeast Oklahoma area. We'll do our part to update you on those scores as the evening progresses. And around, Mr. Streeter. Going to gain a couple.
Yeah, and
Bring up
I think
3rd
you're seeing
down.
a concerted effort. I know he was my who you got, a concerted effort to get our one of our senior leaders the ball and get him engaged in the game and try to pop a big play. I like that. Seeing some more creativity this week. It just hasn't been enough yet.
Clock continues to run with 1:37. Mustangs are at home next Friday night. We'll talk a lot about that throughout the evening tonight because it's senior night. Some fun stuff planned next week. We're going to recognize a great graduating class of contributors. Screenplay, right side. Braxton Moore. No gain on the play, maybe even lost a half yard.
Yeah, right now you're seeing the number 1 team in the state play like it. We're yet to crack the 50. I think we're going to have to, I know we've been widening the field, if you will, by playing with width. I think we're going to have to take some shots down the field. They're just too athletic. If you lined them up and we raced them, they're going to win. So we're going to have to take some shots and capitalize, maybe on some one-on-ones where we look covered. We just got to go up with like an A.J. Streeter, a Braxton Moore, and just win the ball.
Well, you were able to get away with it in your first 2 drives. Whew, good punt from Nate Morrow.
That's a
Barely got
big-time
that
punt.
off.
Yeah.
Fair catch, the 23-yard line. Cushing will take over 1st and 10. You were able to get away with some short passes outside your first 2 drives, but they figured out that's what your game plan is. And so they've adjusted to you. They've shoved some of their outside linebackers further out to the outside. 37 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Mustangs trail on the road at Cushing 14-0.
No matter what against this team, it's going to be tough sledding. They're not just going to give you anything. You're going to have to earn. And you know what? Just like we said, they're number 1 team state. And the reason, part of that reason is because they're coached well. Like we said, they're making adjustments on the fly. And, not all of their kids are playing both ways. So they're getting some coaching on the sideline of how they can defend our offense. So that's helping them just as well.
Oh, wow. Did he catch that? No,
What
they're going
a
to stay out of
catch,
bounds.
but I think he was out of bounds, but still to be able to come down with it, you're seeing the athleticism that our corners are having to go up against.
Yeah, that's senior Lane Yount, 6'3", wide receiver, going against Ashton. Ashton's one of our best playmakers, probably 5'6", 5'7", giving up 8-9 inches. And to one hand that, you're seeing some athleticism. And, they're looking like the team that beat Wagner 42-0 for sure.
That was the score that I think raised a lot of eyebrows.
Got to find it here, boys.
How about that?
Yeah. Guys, if you're going to have success tonight, you're going to have to turn your head and find the ball and make a play on the ball. They're faster than us. That's Ty Cherry. He's one of our fastest guys. Number 21 for them. Camden Crooks is faster. You got to turn and find the ball. We had an opportunity to find the ball.
Ty
We got
was
to
with
find the
him
ball.
stride for stride, and just he needed a step.
And to Ty's defense, that's not what he does. He's not used to covering receivers 40 yards down the field, but he is one of our best athletes. He can definitely do that. But we just got to turn and find the ball and make a play on the ball.
Flag on the far side of the field. It's dead ball foul. It's illegal motion against the offense. That will back them up. 5-yard penalty. They're behind the chains for the first time tonight. First down at 15 coming up with 21 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Big day tomorrow for some Oologah-Talala high school students. Talk about that in just a second.
Yeah, we got a couple groups competing tomorrow. 3 groups, actually.
We got some kids at a national convention as well.
Yeah, won a national title this week.
Quarterback going to keep it around the left side. Going to get up about 6 yards. Brings up second down 9. Upcoming ball carrier Blaze Berlowitz.
Good job by A.J. Streeter playing downhill and finding the ball carrier. They're going to go to the second quarter, guys.
We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back with more right after this on the Mustang Network.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Here at Oologah High School, we have a rich tradition of things we're proud of, both inside and outside of the classroom.
Like our presidential scholar, 2018 grad Jamie Morara.
And our 15 Oklahoma Academic All-Staters.
Our 32 team state championships.
And our 151 All-State athletes.
And our 116 individual state champions.
And our 32 American FFA degree recipients.
And our 112 state FFA degree recipients.
We are moving into the second quarter. Hello, everybody. Brent Kellogg along with Kevin Hogue, Blake Saul, and the rest of the Mustang TV crew.
Hey, I want to take a minute to shout out one of our biggest fans, Brent. That is Sterling Deffenbaugh. He's watching from home.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sterling.
Shout out Sterling. Okay, 2nd and 9. It's already 14-0, guys. We need a takeaway. Probably a situation they're going to go for it 4-down territory, so we're going to have to withstand 3 more downs if we're going to get the ball back.
You've had a couple of opportunities tonight, too, to grab a turnover. And so you're going to need some of that just to kind of stay in this. Pitch out to the right side, being chased by the Mustang defense. Gain of a couple.
Yeah, had a chance there perhaps to get him for a loss. Looks like maybe a gain of 1. That backwards pitch could be deceiving because he perhaps ran 5 or 6 yards, but only gained about a yard. So 3rd and long.
Noah Jones, the ball carrier, I don't know that he picked up much. It's 3rd down and 8.
This is a big passing down. You know, this is where their offense really actually thrives and likes to be. So, but we just have to play solid coverage right now. We're doing a good job, and we're in the right spots, and we have to capitalize when we're in the right spot.
Quarterback back to pass. Got all day. Now
Lots
under a
of
little bit
time.
of pressure. What
Find
an
the ball.
Arm. What an arm.
Whew. Good
Pass
coverage
incomplete.
there, though. Shout out to the secondary, the back 6 there. Everywhere he looked, they've been putting their running back, number 21, in motion a lot and getting him kind of a full head of steam, almost kind of like a arena ball, if you will, because he's able to get the full head of steam and just turn it up, and we're kind of flat-footed. And a great job there.
That was Nate Morrow and Ty Cherry on coverage, right?
Yeah, 40 yards down the field.
Yeah.
So
It's also important to note that that's the second time tonight he's thrown to double coverage.
Yeah.
And so I think it's kind of like, you know, he knows obviously he's got a lot of arm talent. I'm not taking anything away from him, but if we can capitalize on maybe a bad decision that he makes, then that could be a really big turning point and a swing in a game.
11-16. It is 4th down. They're going to go for it. Last time they scored a touchdown.
Goodness, that's the same play that got us last time, guys. Same guy, same play, and he's just faster than us. I don't know what else to say. I'm as frustrated as Coach Wagner.
Camden Crooks will carry it in. Guys, twice we've had him 4th and long, and they just bust a big play.
I'm not sure if we played flag football if we'd get him down there, guys, and that's unfortunate. And as again, he's kind of running an out and up or an angle pattern, if you will, in the middle of the field, and he's able to find him, big 6'3" quarterback, And you hit him in full speed, and you saw what we got some good athletes. You saw what he made our athletes look like. We didn't even touch them. 22 seniors on the roster for the Cushing Tigers tonight.
They're new to our district, 4A3, and they're loaded. I've heard several of the sports guys I have conversation with, they talk about this being one of the best 4A teams they've seen in a decade, and there's been some good teams down through the last 10 years.
Yeah, talking to some ADs that we talked to when we're traveling about, one of them told me it was the best 4A team he's ever seen. He's been around a while, so.
I'll give this to Cushing. They've got a good football team. They got a really good PA system.
Apparently, it is. I will say it leads the league in
proud
volume.
of that.
It leads the league in volume for sure.
They are proud of that PA system. So we want you to experience everything with us along tonight. Happy birthday to our 4-year camera veteran.
Yeah.
Brett Wigington. He's also a pilot, but he won't take me flying.
I'm only going with Brett flying if I have a parachute on.
11:07 left to play till halftime. Coming up at halftime, we've got our Mustang Roundup. A couple of groups and events got stuff going on. Tomorrow, our
1-act play at Choctaw. They're going to perform at 4:15. Tied for first in regionals, which we hosted. So you got to think there's a chance there. If we do really well, maybe we can add to that state championship title. Got cross country running, a couple runners running tomorrow. Cody Goff, Ty Lewis, and we also have some band guys going for
All-State.
Some All-State. So
I got one auditioning for that as well. So pooch kick.
Yeah, there's that corner kick. Oh.
They have recovered the football, I believe.
We literally kicked it, guys.
Yeah.
And here we go. Can't have those kinds of mistakes. You either got to get away or dive on the ball. Obviously, we're trying. But we kind of kicked it. And unfortunately kicked it in their direction and right to a guy. Right back on defense. That's just a situation there where, I mentioned it earlier. I wanted to see kind of what they were going to do in warm-ups. They did that kick a lot. But the first 3 kickoffs tonight, they booted deep. We kind of were expecting to go deep and just weren't really prepared for that.
So the Mustangs trail 21-0. 11:02 left to play till halftime. Mustangs have had their moments, but haven't been able to put it together. Brad Hoisington's going to bring him down. Noah Jones, we've called his name a lot tonight for Cushing, the running back. First down and 10 coming up for Cushing. Ball spotted down at the 24-yard line.
5-yard line, spotted at the 24. Good for another Cushing Tiger. First down.
Hand off up the middle.
Ball carrier straight ahead for the Tigers.
Yeah, and we're to the point of the game. We're going to need some Mustang magic. We have to have a turnover right now. Otherwise, the scoreboard's going to read 28-0 pretty quickly here.
And you just feel it, Blake. You feel on that side that,
yeah, you do. And this is kind of what we talked about we have to win a time of possession. Our defenses went right back out on the field. They need some time to recoup and play a little bit of offense and not just have to run back out right on defense.
I would be curious how many times he has touched the ball.
That's different.
And
22 and 21, definitely they're heavy lifters on offense. They find creative ways to get them the ball out of the backfield, whether it's handed off, toss sweeps, or routes out of the backfield.
Because they now have 4 touchdowns on the board, and I think he accounts for 2 of them.
Brody Berlowitz, long snapper. Little John Hilligas to Holt. Matheson.
Ball down, kick on the way.
Up for the P18 and is
it's good.
10:03 remaining in the first half of play.
Happened to be in Coweta, which Coweta plays Wagner, Cushing plays Wagner. And some Coweta guys that I've known my whole life were like, we actually went to watch Cushing Wagner, and they said they're not going to wire you up front. They're not super big, but every one on their team plays with their hair on fire, plays as hard as they can, as fast as they can, Plus, they're really talented. They were really impressed with the Cushing Tigers, as we are tonight. So.
Mustangs acquired a national championship this week.
Yes, sir. Reagan McKee, she's a graduate, but since she was a state champ, got to go to the national convention and was awarded a state title, or excuse me, a national title last night. And I want to pull it up because I don't want to misspeak in what it was in. Okay, it's our 11th ever national champion. And she was named National Champion Proficiency in Animal Science Research last night, right there next to ag instructor Miss
Ross Turner,
Katie
Brody
Smith.
Calico.
Yeah, I think you're going to see Reagan on the screen here in just a second.
Third place in Power Systems Research, and also Oologah was recognized as a 3-star chapter. It's a big deal.
Big deal. Got to be recognized on the national scene, on the stage, and a lot of kudos to our ag program.
Just kind of a where is she now? Reagan, though she's a part of our chapter.
He's a big-time kid.
She is at Westminster in Missouri on a softball scholarship.
Yeah, catcher.
And currently working in a research position because of her agri-science background. So congratulations to her. She's got a couple of sisters in the system as well. And
yeah, they both go to my building. They're both in the high school. So. Allie and Taylor. Pretty cool to be a national champion, guys. We've had 11 in our history, which is pretty crazy, too, that we've had that many. Okay, here we go, guys. We got to perhaps start throwing the ball down the field, not just using the width of the field. I know we're worried about pressure, but we got to take some chances now, guys.
Handoff. Up the middle. Going to get about 9 on the carry.
It seems like when we kind of get some cross jet motion, I think the last time we had one pop for 5 or 6 like that, we got a gain, but it was with some type of cross motion. So I think we kind of get the linebackers looking in the backfield a little bit and lost. And with that, we can get a little bit of movement up front and get a pretty sizable gain on first down.
Trips to the near side of the field. Second down, it's short, but they just blow that up almost every time. And
then that happens. I mean, they almost took the handoff up from us. Just caved in that whole side of the line, kind of with a slant motion from their defensive line, and we go from 2nd and 1 to 3rd and 3 or 4. It would be devastating to have to punt the field.
On 3 of our drives that we were in second and great situation trying to run it, and it just wasn't there.
Yeah, you mentioned they're going to make us throw the ball, and even on 2nd and 1, they're going to commit to the run. So we're going to have to probably do some play action, do something down the field over the top.
So they are singled on your receivers. Braxton Moore. Whew.
Dangerous pass there.
Yeah, that safety, number 4, he cut to that. Pass is a little overthrown, so it's 4th down.
I'm not sure we're going to punt here. No, we are.
Yeah, here comes Nate.
At the 26-yard line.
Coach Wagner didn't want to. They're 4 for 4 on their drives, guys. No, excuse me, 4 for 5. But when you're playing an offense that's going 80% touchdowns, it pains you to punt the ball.
If you're 4th down and 2, maybe you consider, but 4th and 4, they're going to punt it away.
Too big of a loss on 2nd down.
Boy, they're coming.
Oh. Well, he got comfortable and perhaps a little slow getting it off, and then they started bringing, instead of bringing 1, they were bringing 3 or 4. And perhaps saw them bearing down on him. Not his best effort of the night.
We talked about a little bit of momentum, and this is kind of the results of some momentum. It starts just everything snowballing in the wrong direction for you, and it's hard once that starts happening. It's really hard to get it turned around, especially against a team as good as this. But we really got to lean heavy on our defense. That's our strong suit, but obviously their offense is their strong suit as well. So, but we need our defense to make a play.
Score of note in 4A, Poto 20. 8-0 headed to the second quarter. So big-time response by Poto there after dropping 1 a couple weeks ago to Broken Bow.
Mustangs bringing the pressure. Man, I'll say it all day long. Our guy was held right there in the middle. It didn't get called, but
well, something's on the turf. I'm not sure what that is. It's
that
pink.
is a flag.
Is that a towel or is that
nope,
a flag?
They're pink tonight.
I think it's a towel.
Nope, I'm telling you, you got the
No, he called time for injured player. That's
oh, maybe he's okay.
That's Collins Tao, I think, because he's center.
You've got a couple of Mustangs that are.
Let's get some more scores. Skytook, and a score of note at McLean, 7-6. First quarter, McLean currently trailing. Elk City, number 2 in 4A, up 14-0 over Woodward. Tuttle Newcastle, that's number 6 versus number 7. It's 7-3 with Newcastle currently on top. Wagner is beating Catoosa 20-0 at the start of the second quarter. One of our common foes, Fort Gibson beating Sallisaw 14-7. And Hilldale, one of those potential matchups in the cross district.
Not a score,
not a score
coming
yet.
out of them in Medill. Been chaos in that district below us. Usually there's a pretty consistent pecking order between Broken Bow and Poteau, but Hilldale's created a little bit of chaos this year.
We talked about Coweta. They're playing the number 2 team in the state, Del City, tonight, and Squirtle says Coweta's on top 21-7 starting the second quarter.
And that's number 1, number 2 in 5A.
That's a big game in 5A.
That's a big game, yep, absolutely. Pressure again on the quarterback, man, wide open.
I think you're seeing what makes him a Division I quarterback. He was running backwards, guys, and just able to throw that at a different arm slot, able to kind of flick it with his wrist and still get it there with a lot of power. Definitely, like I mentioned earlier, best quarterback we've seen in a few years, no question.
Jackson Gill taking snaps on the sideline in case he has to go in for Schrader. Be surprised if where did Collins walking it off. It'll be hard to keep him out of the ball game. Quarterback again under pressure.
Wide open. I'm not sure who's responsible for that route, but that's going to be a missed assignment when we go back and watch the film. Definitely appreciate you joining us. Again, if you're joining us on Facebook, hit that like and share button. If you're on the YouTubes, please consider subscribing.
What district did they come out of?
I don't know.
You think they go back?
No. We knew, so we've known since they were kind of sophomores. They had a good group.
Yeah.
Their coaches talked about it. Last year, obviously, we heard they had a really good junior class. They made some noise in the playoffs, and then this year, of course, they've come out on fire. 40-plus point differential, average per game, and they look like it right now.
Mustangs able to get felt like a pretty solid win last weekend at home against Miami to kind of help establish some pecking order in the district. As things continue to go, you're going to have Cushing clearly in the number 1 spot. They'll host maybe Ada. I'm assuming Ada out of the 4A4 below us.
Ada right now, they're tied for first, so they'd be in that 3 range, so it would probably be whoever's below them. I'm not sure.
You got Broken Bow, Poteau,
Ada,
and Hilldale.
Oh, you're right. My bad. I forgot Hilldale.
Then you
you're
have
right.
Ada in there that I think Ada
Yeah, you are correct.
Would probably finish in their 4 spot, but they're just chaos in that district. And so Ada would make the road trip. Wouldn't actually be that bad of a trip for
Nah,
Ada.
it'd be pretty.
It'd be
If
us
things
going
are
to
shaping up
Broken Bow,
here,
like, that's like going to Tupelo, Mississippi.
Things are shaping up here. If we take care of business next week,
yeah,
we'll be 3. We'll go somewhere, but we'll play somebody's number 2. So instead of matching up against like a Cushing type team, you're going to play a team you match up with.
That's lost a game or 2.
Yeah, correct.
He's going to put that 5 yards into the end zone. It'll come out. Mustangs will take over first down and 10 with 7:24 left to play in the half. Blake, who's your gut that will draw first round in the planet? And some stuff's got to be decided tonight, but are we taking a road trip to Hilldale? Are we going to go all the way to Mississippi and go play Broken Bow?
Man, I don't want to go play Broken Bow, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think because of the way the 3-way tie, I think they'll probably have the most district points.
Yeah.
And then I really think it's going to happen to be Hilldale, which I don't know if that's better or worse or how those teams look, but I think Poteau, because Poteau has a head-to-head win over Hilldale, but I think Broken Bow will have the most district points, so I think it's going to be Hilldale.
Pass intended out on the left side for
Got a
A.J.
flag
Shearer.
on the far side of the field.
Notice the flags are pink. That's why I was so a moment ago.
Yeah.
Penalty marker on the field.
I don't see. They're not making any signals. They're wanting to talk. I don't understand that. You threw the flag. What is there to talk about?
You have a theory on official huddles.
Yeah. We got a lot of data to support that theory, too. That does not typically go in our favor. About 99.9% of the time. Yeah, I'm confused.
Yeah.
They're saying a noticeable man downfield. I'm hard to believe. It'd be hard to fathom having someone downfield that fast. I mean, he took a quick, caught the ball, took a step through the ball. You get 3 yards, Blake, right?
That's how I understand the rule, but I'm not sure.
One of our offensive linemen was apparently showing off some elite level speed. Because they were, I mean, it was like a 3-yard route. So how are they deeper than the route? But
7:20 left to play till halftime. Mustangs, they're in a hole, 35-0 on the road at Cushing. Hand off up the left side.
The ball carrier straight ahead, brought down hard.
No gain on the play.
Madison,
you see them even up 35-0, second and long, just selling out on the run. We're going to have to throw the ball down the field vertically. I think if we're going to have any success.
No gain on the play.
Braxton Moore, Brad Hoisington are your receivers on this side. A.J. Streeter, I believe that's Mr. Burchett on the far side. So 4 receivers in the set. JoJo under pressure, didn't even have time.
Quarterback sacked in the backfield, led by Matheson.
I know I keep harping on the vertical passing game, but I think that's probably the coaches telling me. That's why we're not throwing it down the field, Kevin, because we just don't have time.
It takes 4 seconds, and he don't have 4 seconds. So
about the time Jax was breaking open, I was expecting the ball to be released. I looked up and Joseph
and that's
was
just
getting
an
slammed to the
unfair
ground.
block. That's a block your running back, Ashton Wright, would pick up, and he was a foot shorter and about 85 pounds smaller than the guy he was trying to block. And he's just not going to have much success slowing that down. Mustangs will punt out of their own end zone. Hope he can get that one away. He does. Hopefully,
that looks like a block in the back. We got multiple flags now, and they're
going to call that ball.
I'm going to be nice, but the flag that they're throwing here is about 5 seconds late. They literally weren't going to throw it until they broke it. But that's their best athlete. In a situation where 90% of the guys in 4A leave that ball alone, he's going to pick it up.
Yeah.
That's the kind of playmaker he is. Number 21, Camden Crooks.
We've called his name a lot tonight between him and Noah Jones. They're a dynamic duo. 2 flags down on the field. We'll wait for the official call. Yep, so they're going to back him up from the spot of the block in the back.
Legal block in the back, assists against the Tigers. On the return.
We'll take it. As you've noticed, as we continue to evolve as a broadcast team, got some replay action going. Saw a little bit of that last night for the first time. It's been nice.
First down at 10 for the number 1 ranked Cushing Tigers. How can you? I'd like to replay that because he literally.
Yeah, Coach Wagner's screaming there. Now they're going to flag us for something. But yeah, that's a blatant hold.
I mean, arm wrapped around him, hand on his face mask.
That's unfortunate. I know we've seen it multiple times. Multiple people around us are upset about it. I would be shocked if Coach Wagner gets a flag here. And I'll be honest with you,
but it's worth it.
Sometimes you just got to protect your guys and know that you're going to keep fighting for them.
And what you'll see, Brett, tilt your camera down on Coach Wagner for just a second, because you'll see Coach Van Pelt. He's responsible for Coach Wagner. Like where you see Wagner, you see Van Pelt just to kind of, hey, let's not. Man, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate because.
Yeah, it's like a 60-yard play there.
Yeah.
If you maybe more because that was about 5, 6, 8 yards in the backfield. If you call that hold, they're currently on.
They're back at the 35-yard line.
Yeah. And that's just one they missed, unfortunately.
First and goal.
Good job there, getting some pressure in his face. Stovall forced a high throw. One of the few times
Pass intended
Blaze
to
has
Camden.
been off target.
Camden Crooks to bring up second down and goal. Ball's at the 10-yard line. You got a short field to defend here. Maybe your defense can kind of keep them out of the end zone, force them to kick a field goal.
5:28 up here in the half.
But of halftime, we'll have our Mustang roundup and a conversation with some of our band kids this week. Be kind of fun to watch that. Screenplay out to the right side. And I just don't know how you're going to tackle when they holding you all night long.
Yeah, they're just outflanking us, bigger, faster, stronger, if you will. And we gotta fight and get off those blocks.
John Hilligoss. Nope, correction. Riley Matheson is their kicker. Hilligoss the holder.
He's a good kicker.
Yes, he is. We saw a couple times. The first extra point he kicked, I don't know if you can see it on camera, he hit the top of the scoreboard. The second one, he kicked it over the scoreboard.
42, Mustangs 0.
We're going to have to figure that out, that outside. Of course, it does help when they haven't really called a whole lot of holds, and there's definitely been some holding going on. But we're going to have to figure out a way to get some more numbers out there on the width of the field when they throw that kind of out pass to the running back.
Mustangs at home next Friday night as McLean comes to town. Excited to host them. We're going to do some extra kind of special stuff for them as well. We know they've had a challenging season with some stuff that's going on in and around their stadium that was in the area news, and we have an opportunity to host them and do just some extra stuff for them. We're going to feed their team as they come to town.
Should be a fun senior night for all our football players, cheerleaders, band.
What about camera operators?
And broadcast team.
Broadcast team gets recognized.
Broadcast
on senior
team,
night?
yes, sir.
Mr. Burchett will let that go into the end zone. Hilldale on top of Medill, 10-0. I think what's important in that ball game will be points, because I think they're kind of in a three-way tie down there that points will begin to matter.
Yeah, they're most likely going to all end up with one loss. So then it's point differential in district play. And I believe the second tiebreaker for the head-to-head when you're deciding second and third is the head-to-head win. So currently that would go to, if it falls like we think it would be Broken Bow 1, Poto 2, Hilldale 3.
Booker T. Washington on top of Sand Springs, 20-7. Season hadn't really panned out for the Sandites the kind of way they hoped it would this season. They felt like with Bigsby moving on. Pass complete. A.J. Streeter knocked out of bounds, going to pick up about 6.
Yeah, how good are the Bixby Spartans?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember kind of in the 90s seeing some Jinx Union teams be really, really good, but I don't think they were that good. They weren't win 56 or 57 or whatever it's up to now in a row. And in the fashion they've won, I mean, just not even close.
And what you're starting to see then is there's some other good teams in 6A2. They just weren't Bigsby good. I mean, Stillwater has run the table. They're on top of Tahlequah, 28-0 tonight.
Yeah, Stillwater and Muskogee, both undefeated. Look kind of like the class of 6-2A, if you will.
Yeah.
Well, another thing about Bigsby is you're starting to talk about it's more than just that one team. You know, it's not even just a group at this point. It's becoming a 4 or 5 year, run that these guys are going on. That's a culture they're created. They're drawing in kids. That's great coaching and great job getting those kids where they need to be to win football games, because you're not even just talking about, like this Cushing Tiger group. They haven't won that. This is a great group of seniors, but they haven't won that many games. So,
well, that's not going to be good.
Dead ball foul.
So the score I have for Coweta Del City in 5A, which is number 1 versus number 2, Coweta visiting Del City, is 7-7.
I just looked at that and it got updated. So someone we talked about how scored on Wikipedia are just about the same.
Yeah.
In 7-7, that's a pretty. I'll be honest, 21-7 from what I've heard from Aquita, that didn't seem super unreliable. But number 1 and number 2 team in the state, 7-7 seemed like a really legit score.
And offsides on Cushing puts the Mustangs. They were 3rd and 11. Now they're 3rd down and 5. 3rd and 10, correction. Now they're 3rd and 5. Braxton Moore going to pick up about 4 yards, knocked out of bounds.
All about the spot here, gentlemen. We're going to be a little short. I think if we're short, I don't think you're going to see us come off the field here.
Bigsby on top of Moore, 64-7. Union is undefeated as well this season. They're on top of Edmond Memorial, 21-14. So anything can happen in the playoffs, but more than likely you're going to see a Bigsby Union showdown. But somebody could get hot in the playoffs. I mean, Owasso certainly has abilities. Jinx does as well. Mustangs will punt it away. Good punt from Nate. Going to get it to the other side of the 50. It's going to take a Mustang bounce down to about the 43-yard line. With 4 minutes left to play, the Mustang defense would like to keep them out of the end zone going into half. Coming up at halftime, we will be caught up on our Mustang roundup. Some other stuff that's going on among the halls of Oologah High School.
Yeah, we had a great week. Had a great day today with staff, some PLCs, some data talk. Had a great day yesterday doing some vertical alignment, meeting with some middle school groups, just talking about instruction, talking about common vocabulary.
I think that's important district-wide when you...
And that's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hit the nail on the head, and it doesn't cost us anything, obviously. It just costs us a little time. Wide open. And I know he's really good, Blake, but that guy's 15 yards wide open.
Yeah, there's some type of breakdown in our coverage, and like you said, they have a lot of really good athletes, but I'll go to say I don't know if they're that good that we should have guys running that wide open. Somebody's got to pick that up. But just a pitch and catch kind of, and we got guys running full speed across the middle of the field. That's hard, if you're standing still to go and cover that.
Yeah, and another thing to mention is they've just had for the most part, really good coverage. We haven't been able to get a whole lot of pressure with just our down 4. We've had to bring pressure, and he's good enough to scan the field.
Noah Jones from the 17.
Not much to say.
Tiger. 17-yard run by Jones is another. Bank of Cushing, Tiger, impact play.
Anxious to check his stats coming at halftime because when he touched the ball, he gone.
Yep, another deal there. And they got some eye candy, if you will, kind of some read game. But I'm not sure we touched him if we're playing flag football.
3:20 remaining in the first half of play. Cushing.
We've talked about this. They've been described as the best 4A team in a decade, but some guys will say they've been one of the best 4A teams they've ever seen. And I think they fall somewhere in that category.
Yeah, I would say what separates them right now is their ability to run past. We've seen some of those great Wagner teams, and they had great athletes, and so they could make some plays down the field with the passing game, but not like what we're seeing tonight, not with the Division I quarterback. People talk all the time about Division I. You recognize those guys when you see them, and they have several. I think they have 5 that are getting recruited right now, Blake, but definitely eye-opening when you see a Division I signal caller or quarterback, if you will.
You're exactly right, and that's the number I've heard is 5. And if you just want to take a look across the state, just look at how many teams across the state in all classes have 5 different kids being recruited. Obviously at least one of them is already committed. Going to Division I school, that's a lot of talent, especially at the 4A level. But I would go to say even at the 6A level, that's a lot of talent on one team.
Let that go into the end zone, boys. The Mustangs will take over first down and 10. I was a freshman at Oologah High School in 1989 when the Mustangs were in a very similar position that Cushing is in. They were playing 3A ball, undefeated, hadn't lost a game. The first week of playoffs, they beat their opponent 70-0. The second week of playoffs, Poto, I believe it was, came to town, and the Mustangs were walking proud, talking loud, drawing a crowd. And anything can happen, and it sure did. And Poto jumped up on top of us and punched us. Now, if you talk to some of those athletes like Tad Jones, who was a part of that team, Brian Hope, who was a part of that roster as well, they'll say the refs won that one. And Brad Hoisington knocked it down. Pass complete for about 7 yards. Bring up second down and 3.
Good pitch and catch there. Hopefully we can start to protect it a little bit more. We can start to kind of open the route tree up, if you will. The route tree is just all the routes that you can run. Haven't got to see any of those deep ones because we haven't been able to protect that long.
So 3 receivers to the far side. Braxton Moore knocked out of bounds. First down and 10 for the Mustangs.
Knocked out of bounds.
First down. I think that's only the second one of the night, guys. Does that sound about right, Blake?
It does, but I really like the kind of quick game look we're getting. We're actually getting the ball downfield, but we're getting it out quick to our playmakers and in their hands, and they're able to kind of run upfield. And we've got a first down in 2 plays. That's really good.
Yeah, you're going to see him match up a little bit closer now out here on the edge with Braxton.
Kind of stunning with the line, looking for Braxton across the middle. Whew. And Noah Jones was his coverage, and he's an athlete. Feel like you got lucky there.
Yeah, he did a good job of jamming him on the – Braxton was unable to get off the line of scrimmage. Really had to go sideways about 5 or 6 yards to get upfield to get away from him, and that really disrupted the timing of that play.
2:41 left to play till halftime. Mustangs are driving. Pass to Brad Hoisington on the far side. Going to gain about 2. Bring up third down and 8.
Yeah, and you're going to see them. We're going to continue to rock that short passing game. You're going to continue to see them play tighter coverage and play more downfield.
2:22. The clock continues to tick away. For the Mustangs, you would be content for this bad boy to get to 0.
Kind of different look on when we got 3rd and 9. We're going to go Wildcat.
Hasn't been a big run game for the Mustangs.
It's just not going to work. When you only have one option, you're going to have to take advantage of both options.
Picks up short yardage. Fed hard at the line of scrimmage by the Tiger defense.
Do appreciate the commentary from the PA guy on the other side, doing our job for us. A very nice PA system. It's very loud.
It's definitely turned all the way up.
It's all the way up. They're leading the league.
Leading the league in volume, PA. Brother Kent Jensen, only about half that loud. We're going to have to change that next week. Good catch there by Nate.
Good kick by Nate. He will call for fair catch at the 36-yard line. So first down at 10 with $1:15 left to play till halftime.
Coming up at the half, we'll have special performances by our senior cheer band and dance, and some special recognitions as well.
There we go. Cushing Tigers are set ready to go as they'll move from right to left on your YouTube screen. Mustangs now with 4 down linemen. Start the evening with 3, but now they're bringing pressure from 4. Quarterback under a little bit of pressure. Pass over
Find the
middle.
ball. Oh. I don't know what to say. We've had some missed opportunities, but that's one of our best athletes. And they're going right at him, taking advantage.
He's tired.
Sometimes the other guys are better, guys. Sometimes you just got to laugh, Brent, or you get mad. I don't know.
Go Stangs. Ball down. Kick on the way. It's good.
He is a great kicker. I don't know who's on the list of 5 getting recruited, but that gentleman can go kick somewhere next year, guys. I've watched a lot of football. That guy can kick. It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch really great players be
He's
really
one
great.
of their 400 seniors they have on their roster.
22.
It feels like 400.
I think they had to add on to the fence to hang up the
I'm
banners.
telling you.
I mean,
Mentioned earlier, we got the one-act play competing at state. Got a chance to win a title. Got a chance to get an all-state actor or actress. Got 2 cross-country guys, Ty Lewis, Cody Goff. Excited for their opportunity. Also got some band kids going for all-state tomorrow.
Yeah, they're actually staying the night in Mustang.
Yeah, so we brought multiple buses.
Yeah.
A group are going to stay. A group are going to go home. Appreciate them. You got them. That's one of their biggest nights of their, band career tomorrow, and they're here having a fun time, cheering on the Mustangs. So appreciate John Matthews, Dave Smith, and all the band. Might get a chance to return this. Nope.
That would go into the end zone.
Kick goes into the end zone for the touchback.
103 left to play.
103 remaining in the first half of play. And they'll bring it out to the 20.
I don't know how many people listening. I've been in a game like this, and it's tough. I'm not sure what Coach Ryder's going to talk about effort and setting up the rest of the year, setting up next week, setting up the playoffs, because obviously we're in the playoffs, and no quit, those sorts of things. But it's tough. I've been that way. I've been on the sidelines as a player, and I've been in the locker room as a coach. It's a tough spot. Sometimes I say the bear. Sometimes you eat the bear, and sometimes the bear eats you.
Bear eats you.
Pass intended out of the flat for number 27, Salt, broken up by Jan.
Salt is a
the Tigers.
tight end on that formation.
Spot the ball back 20-yard line. Second down, 10.
Did have a great crowd travel here tonight.
Yeah.
About an hour and a half.
Beautiful fall night for
Yeah,
high
it's
school
kind of
football.
perfect. The wind kind of kicking up a little bit out of the north, but the rain has held off for us, thankfully. It was raining on us as we were setting it up.
Griswold will try to scramble, not a lot there.
Griswold on the quarterback keeper, brought down. Connor Moreland, Mattinson.
Honestly, guys, we just need to let the clock run. We're going to have to snap it one more time. Hope they don't call timeout and just get to halftime. Kind of wash this taste out of your mouth. Play the second half.
16 seconds on the play clock, 26 seconds. Left till halftime, so the Mustangs will have to snap it.
Third down
13. Hand off to Mr. Wright up the left side.
Decent pickup, and we're going to let the clock run. I think they will, too. 56-0. Not a lot's gone the Mustangs' way.
Time's going to expire.
Take a quick timeout. We'll come back and set up the rest of halftime. Don't go anywhere. It's the Mustang Network.
You really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Mustang family, don't miss a minute of live Mustang action or info about events or happenings at Oologah High School. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow our high school Facebook page today.
Family, it's bigger than bloodlines, stronger than DNA. It's the circle we draw around the people that matter, the people we care about and care for, the folks who inspire us, guide us, root for us. Family means finding common ground, rolling up our sleeves, and making our way side by side. Armstrong Bank. Strength runs in our family.
I tell my son, I love you every single day. Now, my dad has never said that to me. Not because he doesn't love me, but because culturally it wasn't comfortable for him. Now that he's a grandfather, he says, I love you to my son every time he sees him. My advice to all the fathers out there, forget the cultural restrictions. They grow up way too fast for you to waste even a single precious moment.
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is him. Every day he's hungry for something. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that he's a good person. I think the advice I would give is you don't need to know all the answers. It's okay to make mistakes. As long as it's coming from love, then it kind of starts to work itself out.
Hey Mustang family, I'm here with two Mustang greats that do a lot of things around here. Great students, but they're also in the Stallion Battalion. So why don't you tell everybody your name and what you play?
My name is Dugan Gibson. I play all the saxophones and several other instruments, but yeah.
My name is Sean Roberts. I just play one saxophone.
You don't play all of them?
Nope.
Do you play them all at the same time? Like, how's it?
No. So there's different kinds, and I like.
Yeah. I know a little bit about it a little bit. All right, we're going to play underrated, overrated. So I got 10 topics. We'll start here. So underrated, overrated, fireworks.
Probably a little underrated.
Underrated?
I'm going to go with overrated.
I'm going to say like probably properly rated. They're kind of cool, right? A couple times a year. It's not something you want to do all the time, right?
I don't know. I like fireworks.
Jigsaw puzzles.
That is overrated.
Overrated?
Very overrated.
I'm going to say underrated. Every time I've done a jigsaw puzzle and actually finished it, like I feel good about myself.
I've never finished one.
You've never
It's
finished
so
one?
frustrating.
No, they're kind of boring.
Kind of boring. They're kind of boring. You know they make 3D puzzles?
Yeah, I have one.
Oh, there you go.
The Empire State.
You hate it though. The beach.
I'd say properly rated.
I also agree with properly rated.
I'm gonna say underrated. I love the beach. I always think, man, we go to the beach every once in a while, every couple, 2-3 years. Like, what am I gonna do for the week? But it always goes super fast. I love just being able to chill and feet in the sand, feet in the water. McDonald's.
That is perfectly rated.
I don't know. Sometimes it can be overrated, but
I'm gonna say overrated.
Yeah.
Like, I'll eat their breakfast. If I ever have, like, you're traveling, I'm like, okay, I gotta stop and eat.
Yeah.
I'm never glad I did later. Like,
Yeah.
and you ever lost a fry in your car and like a year later it's still like there's no mold on it? Like, how is that possible?
It was like a ranch packet.
No ranch packet. Okay, how about this one? Just had it. Taco Tuesday.
Underrated.
I'm gonna go with overrated.
Overrated?
Wow.
I'm gonna go underrated. We had tacos last night. Coincidence. Tuesday. We might have Taco Thursday at our house. You never know.
I think tacos should be everyday things.
Yeah, they're so versatile. Rubik's Cube.
I'm gonna go with overrated.
A little overrated, I think.
I'm gonna go with overrated. I've never been able to figure it out, but all my smart math kids tell me it's just a math equation. Like, there's a pattern. It's just pattern. Like, I've never been smart enough to figure it out, I guess. But Starbucks.
It depends, but it can be pretty good sometimes. I'm gonna go with perfect.
Generally overrated, but it can be pretty good sometimes.
I'm gonna go overrated for sure. I'm a Dutch Brothers guy. Love that place. They're all overrated, right? You're paying $1 billion for 50-cent cup of coffee. Tea.
Underrated. So underrated.
Yeah, underrated.
I'm gonna go underrated too. I think like days that I make tea, we make this thing called sun tea. You put it in your window, and the sun heat, like, I swear you can taste the difference. And I think if more people drink tea, we'd be better off instead of like me drinking Diet Mountain Dew. Social media.
Very overrated.
I agree with overrated.
I'm gonna say overrated. I think, someone once told me that the phones we have in our pockets are more powerful than the computing devices they had on the first shuttle to the moon, but we use them for like bad things, right? Silly videos or being mean to people. It could be a positive, but I think we've lost like the nightly news. We've lost newspapers because you just have all this information at your fingertips. Okay, last one. New Year's Eve.
I'm gonna go with overrated.
Underrated.
I'm gonna go with overrated. It is my daughter's birthday. She's a New Year's Eve baby. But like having these big like million people in New York, like once you go into New York Times Square, you can't leave. So those people wear like diapers because what are you gonna do for 10 hours? Did you know that?
No,
it's crazy.
That's crazy.
I think it's overrated. They've gone way downhill. Dick Clark used to do one. It was awesome. Everybody else, they're terrible. So I think it's overrated. Well, all right. Who's going to share a little bit of a wrap up about the Stallion Battalion Marching Band?
I will talk about the marching band.
We had a great year.
Yes, it was a very great year. This is I think the best Oologah has done
Yeah.
at state competition ever, as far as I know. We got 4th in state.
Yeah.
We got 2nd in music and ensemble, so that's a huge lead comparatively to the past couple years.
Well, you guys are great. I love the show. I thought the show fit good, and every time I watched the show, you left with like a good feeling. So it was just a good overall thing. And I know Jazz Band last year were state champions for a 2nd time ever, and that season's starting to ramp up, and we'll be here before you know it.
Well, we're gonna hopefully try to, what's the word?
Repeat
Repeat that success this year. So we got an upcoming thing in November 8th. We've been invited to go to NSU,
Yes.
Tahlequah, to play at the little OKJE conference. And then I think after that, going to Verdigris for a jazz festival December. And then most importantly, or second importantly, I'd say after the state contest would be January, I think 19th. We're playing at the All-State Convention.
Yep.
For the
So
jazz
lots of big
guys.
dates. Looking forward to it. Got to make the trip. Got to be there when we won the state title. Band always does a great job. I always enjoy you guys. You guys are so talented. So if you get a chance to check out the band, don't miss it. Thank you.
Hello, Mustang family. I'm Jane Standiford. I'm here with
Garen Beatty.
and this is your Chalkline Insurance Student Spotlight of the Week. So Garen, how long have you been attending Oologah?
I've been going to Oologah for about 2 years now.
What activities do you do?
I do fishing and I do skeet shooting.
What is one high school highlight?
One high school highlight would be shooting super well at the FFA Skeet Regionals.
And who is your hero?
My hero is my mom and dad. They do a lot for me.
And what are your plans after high school?
My plans after high school is to get a fishing scholarship and continue on with that for the rest of my life.
Thank you. This is your Chalkline Insurance Student Spotlight of the Week. Now back to the game.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Rod Henry Construction has been in the business of installing and manufacturing septic tanks and aerobic systems for over 10 years. At Rod Henry Construction, we take pride in providing quality service and products at a reasonable rate. We're proud members of the Home Builders Association and the Better Business Bureau. You can visit our website at rhcinc.net. The customer is always our top priority. Rod Henry Construction is a family-owned and operated business with strong Christian values that will ensure our work. For manufacturing and installation of aerobic and septic systems, service and repair, give Rod Henry Construction a call, 918-371-1207, and go Mustangs!
At Raising Cane's, we're huge football fans, but we're also fans of your local fundraisers and fun runs, small victories and big ideas, and yes, even the neighborhood animal shelter. I was getting to that. Plus over 30,000 other partners in the communities we serve. When you order our hand-battered chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade to cheer on your home team, you're also supporting your hometown. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
RCB Bank is community. RCB Bank is friendly customer service. RCB Bank is trusted. RCB Bank is here to help. RCB Bank is yesterday, today, and tomorrow. RCB Bank is everywhere you need us to be. We are RCB Bank. Open an account online today to see why our customers always say, RCB Bank, that's my bank.
A water faucet with clean water, a reliable car on a busy day, a faithful dog, and reliable insurance. They're there when you need them. Coach Jason Brown and Chalkline Insurance is your local insurance agent. After 20 years in coaching, Jason is using that work ethic to take care of you and your family. Chalkline Insurance is locally owned by a name you know and backed by an agency with more than 30 years of experience. If you own it, we can insure it. For all your commercial, home, rental, auto, and recreational insurance needs, give Coach Brown a call at 918-789-3848. Chalkline Insurance, your local insurance agent in Oologah, where character creates connection.
Hello, Mustang family. Like most schools across the state, we are in need of more bus drivers, whether you're a full-time bus driver or just a part-time bus driver.
If you're interested,
I'd like to welcome everybody back. Got some stats. They're not very Mustang friendly, but let's hear them. Oologah has 2 first downs in the first half, 15 rushing attempts for a total of 25 yards. Longest rush was 9 yards. Passing, we were 10 for 14. That's a great completion percentage, but only 39 net yards. So not able to make any plays down the field, if you will. 45 total yards of offense. Number 1, Cushing Tigers. Rushing attempts. They had 11 rushing attempts for 110 yards. That is a 10-yard average right on the button. Their longest rush was 25 yards. And passing, their big Division I quarterback, he was 12 for 19 for 322 yards, guys. What is that? That's a 25-yard average, something like that. So they have almost a 10-to-1 advantage in total offense. We have 45 total yards. They have 432 total yards and a half, and I think you're seeing why some are calling them the best team they've seen in a long time, Brent, in 4A.
Yeah, they've been everything as advertised. You know, you never know if you can trip them up and get them to make some mistakes. And honestly, the first 3 or 4 possessions of this ball game, you felt like the Mustangs could make enough good things happen, and then when you get down to a team like this, when it felt like at that 21-0 point that like the air just.
Yeah, we had them multiple 3rd and longs where they scored a touchdown. They had a 4th and long, they scored a touchdown, and that's what great teams do. And we weren't able to make the plays. Hopefully, we can learn from it and grow. We're looking at the radar here, guys. Obviously, we have a lot of electrical equipment out in the rain.
So we're going to take a timeout.
We're going to kind of reassess where we're at.
And we will be back in just a minute. We'll be back with more right after this. Welcome back to Cushing, America. Hello, everybody. Brent Kellogg along with Kevin Hogue, and it's been a week.
Been an adventure here just since about 5 o'clock when we got here.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call an audible tonight. Mustangs trail 56-0, and we're looking at the radar, and we have a solid 2 hours of rain that are headed our way, and we're dealing with a lot of expensive equipment, and so we know that will sadden some of you, but we're actually going to end our broadcast early tonight and get our equipment protected and covered. The Mustangs will be at home next week. Pregame will actually be 6 o'clock because it's senior night, and the kickoff will start at 7 o'clock. So, unfortunately, I hate to do this, but we're getting into some rain here, so we're going to go ahead and pack up our electronic stuff. We'll see you on the air next Friday night at 6 o'clock. So for Kevin Hogue, Blake Salt, Jason Streeter, happy birthday, Brett Wigington, Charlie Newton, and Rick Fisher. We'll see you guys next Friday night. Have a good evening.
Thanks for joining us.